Thanks, but no thanks. No, not now. I have to sleep on it. I don't think my husband wants me to do this. I have to meditate on it. I don't think the program is right for me. I don't think you're right for me. It just costs too much. That's a lot of money. I don't think now or never. Are you sick and tired of objections? Are you tired of hearing no, no thank you, not right now, it's too much money? Then stay tuned, because today I want to give you 6 tips for overcoming objections so you can close more clients for your coaching business. Make sure you stay all the way until the end, because it will also give you our anatomy of a sales call guide so that you can not only master objections but actually minimize them by showing up as a real expert on your calls. As always, before we get started, make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified when new episodes become available every Wednesday. All about helping you go from passion to profits in your coaching business. Today I want to talk to you about 6 simple ways to manage objections like a boss and actually feel good doing so. Managing objections is not about fighting your clients or talking them into it or pushing them or being salesy or sleazy or anything like that. It's about helping them make the best decision for them and also help yourself make the best decision, and together you and your client will come to the best conclusion whether working together is actually in everybody's best interest or not. So the tips I want to give you today will actually help you facilitate a very elegant and good feeling sales conversation and objection section. I actually like to call it the decision making section of your call, because that's when you actually help your prospect make the best decision for them. Objection management technique number 1 is to explore fears. The first and most important thing I want you to realize is that when people say no to you on a sales call, what's really happening for them is that they're processing a lot of information. And most of the time, it causes them to have some doubts, some fears, some concerns, and lots of chatter happening in their minds. And they're thinking, can I really do this? Is this going to happen for me? Can I succeed at this? Is this process right for me? Is it going to be hard? What if I fail? I failed in the past, maybe I'll fail again. What will my family say? What will my husband or my wife say, my friends? What impact is this going to have on my schedule? Do I have the time for it, right? There is a million questions happening in your prospect's mind. And so when they say no, what they're really doing is they're stalling you and they're asking you to give them some space, to give them some time. So what I want you to do in this situation is really let the pressure go and actually exhale and give your prospect some space. And instead of getting all anxious and thinking, oh God, they're going to go and they're not going to buy from me right now, let yourself off the hook too and say, all right, no problem. What's coming up for you right now? Share with me, right? What are your concerns? What are you feeling right now? What doubts are in your mind? Let's really talk through this and let me help you make a good decision here. I am here to not just talk to you about the program, but my role as a coach is to coach you starting today and help you make the best decision you can. Objection management technique number 2 is to make a money plan. So many new coaches feel awkward about money, right? You feel awkward about your own money and your client's money and everybody else's money, but you know what? As a coach, you need to be comfortable having those intimate conversations. So when you're working with your clients on your discovery calls, money cannot be taboo. Money needs to be something where you just say, hey, let's make a money plan. Now that we understand some of the concerns you have and we talk through your fears and we really know what you want and what you struggle with, can we take a look at your finances? And I like to actually ask my clients, and I like to say, are you available to talk about where the money could come from? Are you open to having a money conversation with me? Yes or no? So you can actually ask them for permission, and once they give you permission, then you step in and then you give them options and you say, well, what are some possibilities for you? Do we have access to savings? Do we have money set aside for this? Do we have access to credit, investments, bank loans, PayPal credit, Bliss Pay? There's many different online funding sources. There's family and friends. private investors. There are a multitude of different options and sources of money and funds that you can explore with your prospect and really help them make a money plan. And again, the mindset you want to adopt is a mindset of supporting them and helping them as a financial planner or a financial advisor would in this case. Objection management technique number 3 is to address husbands and partners. Now, if you're a husband and you're watching right now, you can think of this as your wife. Maybe you're the one investing into a coaching program and you need to get your wife's buy-in. So it goes both ways, right? It's really about addressing a partnership, addressing someone's partner who may have a very important opinion or who may play a really important role in the financial decision making of the household. So what we like to do is actually address the partnership very early on in the call. Ideally, you want to talk to your man or woman on the call about their partner and whether the partner knows about their challenges, whether they have shared with them how important this is, whether they have shared with them what their goals really are, who's making the financial decisions, who's bringing in the money in the household. So explore all of these things early on so that later on it doesn't come up as a surprise for you and it's not a surprise objection in the end. Now, if it does come up in the end, I want you to again act as an advisor. A lot of times what we find with our female clients is that they don't like to share how hurt they are, or how challenged they feel, how emotional they really are about things with their husbands because they don't want to look weak and they don't want to admit to what's really happening. But it's really important that you share that with your partner to allow them to support you and to be there for you. So you as a coach and we as coaches help you explore those conversations, and we'll say, what if you go to your husband and you talk to him? What would he say? What questions would he have? How would he react? And what do we need to tell him and explain to him to gain his buy-in? So essentially what you're doing is you're coaching your prospect through the partner conversation so that they feel prepared and they can have a successful conversation with their partner about the investment they want to be making with you. Objection management technique number 4 is to arm yourself with pain points. Throughout the entire sales conversation, what you will be doing is exploring different pain points, different areas, and what I call pain centers that cause your prospect a lot of trouble, and those will be the main reasons for why they'll be working with you. In the beginning of a coaching relationship, people oftentimes want to move away from pains, much more so than moving towards a goal. So when you know those pain points and how vast they are and how impactful they are on the entire life situation and on everything else that's happening in someone's life, and detailed information about how it's impacting them and how it's feeling to them and how long it's been going on and how much it actually hurts them, you can bring that back in the end as a mirror and say, you told me that this is happening for you and now you want to put up with it? How much longer will you be settling with this? What if nothing changes in 6 months from now? How will you feel? How will you act? How will your life ever change? And if you've done a good job in the sales conversation to uncover those pain points, then in the end, it should almost feel a little foolish for them to say, I don't have the money or I don't have the time. Because when they share with you those deep pain points and how urgent the problem really is for them, it's almost like they can't back out of it anymore in the end. But if I tell you that it is now or never, I need to be getting my business up and running now because I'm running out of money, or I'm just stressing out at my job so much that I can hardly take it anymore. And then in the end, I'm telling you, you know what? I have to think about it. I have to sleep on it. Now it's not the right time. It's almost like you're thinking, are you serious? You just told me how urgent this is for you, and now you're saying you have to think about it? Tell me more. Tell me why that is. So you're almost able to point out how the candidate or the prospect might be fooling themselves, how they're pulling back, how them pulling back from you as a coach in the solution really is not benefiting them, and how moving forward is in their best interest. Objection managing technique number 5 is bringing up testimonials and case studies. A highly effective thing you can do during this decision-making process and the objection phase of the call is to bring up examples of case studies and testimonials and past clients, or maybe bring your own examples to the call and tell them what your own experience was like. So you might say, hey, you remind me of my client Susie, right? Susie felt the way you're feeling right now. But what we found was that when Susie took those steps and she worked with us, Susie actually accomplished so much more. As a matter of fact, today Susie is over here. And you also remind me of client Bob over there. When Bob came to us, Bob had these same exact challenges that you're facing right now, and Bob felt exactly the way you're feeling right now. But what we found was when Bob worked with us and he took those steps and he was fighting through it, now Bob is in the situation over here. And look at how much Bob has accomplished. So you want to find examples of actual real-life clients, or your own story, of course, and give them as examples of people who have gone before them, to give your prospect some confidence that somebody else has already accomplished what they want to do, and give them maybe that final push of confidence, that final push that they need to say yes to working with you. Objection management technique number 6 is to have a great follow-up process. A lot of times when you end the conversation on a sales call, your prospect might not be able to make that decision right then with you on the call, and that's okay. You do what you can, you talk about their fears, you make a money plan, you talk about their spouses, you talk about all the things that are coming up, you give them examples of clients and testimonials, you bring back those pain points they mentioned to you, but if they need more time, that's okay too, as long as you have an amazing follow-up process. One of the biggest mistakes new coaches make is to simply let the prospect go. And then what happens is you chase them. If you don't have a next appointment, you will email them, text them, call them, and message them and say, hey, Susie, what happened? Where did you go? Do you want to talk again? Should we book something now? And you will feel sort of foolish, right? You feel like you're chasing them, you're running after them. It's not a very professional way to manage the sales conversation and manage the sales process. So what we want to do if somebody needs more time is tell them, no problem. When would be a good time for us to talk again? So you book a follow-up call with them and you schedule that in with them on the phone so that you always have a next appointment in the calendar to speak with them again. And now I would love to hear from you down below in the comments. Let's have a conversation. I would love to know which objection management technique you love the best. Which one have you tried and how did it work for you? Let me know in the comments how this is working out for you, what else you might be struggling with when it comes to sales, and I'll be there to help you out and close more deals for your coaching business. And now I have something really special for you. In the description below there is a link, and I want you to click on that link right now to download your Anatomy of a Sales Call guide. In that guide, I will show you step by step every section of a sales call and how to manage those sections like a real pro. This will allow you to actually minimize the objections you're getting on your calls because you're mastering and managing the call the right way to begin with. So you'll master objections and actually minimize them in the beginning and therefore close more sales, gain more clients for your coaching business, and do the work you're meant to do. So go ahead, download the guide right now and start to manage and master your objections. Now, as always, stay focused on your goals. Go out there, host your discovery calls, have fun doing them. Remember, sales is love. Sales is serving people. You're coaching them right on your discovery call. So have fun connecting with people. Go out there, do your best, get those clients in the door, and bring your passions to the world. Thank you, as always, so much for watching. If you like this episode, give me a like below, leave me a comment, share with your friends, and I can't wait to see you next week. Thanks again for watching, and take care. Do you want to build a successful online coaching business, but you're not sure how to get started, and you're scared of wasting time and money on the wrong steps? Let me be your coach and show you the right steps to quickly launch your business, attract the perfect clients, and multiply your income. To learn more, go to coachingbusinesstraining.com.